Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Happy December 22nd. It's almost Christmas. It's not January yet. Man, my head's kind of just like spinning all over the place because this has been such a busy week for myself. I know a lot of people are just crazy busy right now as well. But yeah, I already got a bunch of people here. What's up, everybody? Ultra Dad's in the house, enjoying a bourbon as we discuss COVID winter running. Nice, fun stuff. Liam McNeil's here. What's up? Victor Ramirez is here. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, well, we're gonna roll the intro video, let a few more people show up. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Remember, this is you guys' show. Like, you take it wherever you want to go. Yeah, I will be back in just a second. All right, we got Platts 33 here. Hey, what's up? Good evening. And sorry if there's like a little bit of an extra delay between like comments coming in and me being able to respond to them. I just realized accidentally, again, I'm streaming in 4K, which is dumb, but I can't change it now that the stream has started. So yeah, it is what it is. Good evening from Poland. What's up? Konagran, how's it going? All the way from Poland. Wow. Got Timmy Hunshies here from Louisville, Kentucky. What's up? Kwoo's here. How's it going, man? Labe is here from Bedford, Indiana. Yeah, Labe, I saw your comment about all the mud and everything. It was pretty bad this weekend, but there hasn't been any snow or rain like recently in the last couple days. So hopefully the grounds will be a little bit drier coming up here in the next couple days, and especially this weekend. What's up? Aaron Townsend's in the house. Good evening, everyone from South Texas. David Jobs is here from Northern Virginia. Victor Ramirez says, cannot find Squirrel's Nut Butter. Oh yeah, I think you have to order from their website. But I order from Amazon sometimes too. So, yeah, that's where you find it. Definitely you can buy it off their website, but I think I have recently ordered off Amazon. I think that's where I get it from. Brian G, what's up? Main screen's a bit dark. Oh shoot, something happened. I don't know. I think it's on all the normal settings. Maybe it has something to do with, I don't know. We'll see if the picture brightness I think I can adjust stuff here in Ecamm. I adjusted it up a couple %. So see if that helps. Juan Carlos is here. Hey, Ryan, finally part of the show. Awesome. And now you're part of it. Thanks for showing up, man. Posner's here from NorCal. Josh Dellinger is here from Maryland, waiting to see a fish buff pop up on one of your. That would be awesome. I actually don't have a fish buff. I've got a couple fish t-shirts. Maybe I can wear one of those in the next video. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it might just be the TV. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Todd? Happy Christmas from Hong Kong. Yeah. And to everyone, Merry Christmas. I wanted to have like a tree here, but that didn't happen. It's been so absolutely so busy recently. Yeah. I thought about having some like decorations and stuff, but yeah, I didn't have time for it. Aspen Hill, Maryland. Awesome. Looking good now. Thanks everybody. Oh yeah, Labe said this evening trail firmed up considerably. That's great. Good to hear. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you all are ready for this for Christmas. I know it gets super crazy for a lot of us, but yeah, like I said in a couple of my recent videos, I am able to take a couple weeks off from my day job, which is I'm really lucky to be able to do that. But it's also like I'm putting in like so many hours like at the church. Like I was there like all day Sunday, Monday night, tonight. I have tomorrow off, but then I'm going to be there all day on Thursday. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like a weird, like tough situation because it's like, it's hard to like, you want to be there and you want to like, facilitate like everything happening and like, you want to like see people and everything, but it's like, we also like have really strict limits on like how many people can come in the building. And so we have a lot of services. It's just like, I'm going to be there like, for I don't know, like 12 hours on Thursday probably. So yeah, it's kind of tough, but able to be hopefully over the next couple days, couple weeks, being able to get some good runs in. Training just recently has been like, it's just been like kind of like hard to come by over the last couple days. Things like with the kids being at home and everything. It's just been kind of wild. Yeah, I'll show you guys, if I can pop this up here, there we go. So this is my training peaks, and just to kind of show you guys that like, this is real life. Like this is how it's going. Why did that happen? Of course we're live streaming and this would happen. Try to pop this open again here. There we go. Now you can kind of see it. So yeah, it's just like, haven't been really like, I've been putting in, like, you can see like this acute training load is like going up, and the training stress balance is going down, but I'm just kind of like slowly, like I'm not really pushing myself too hard right now. Just like slowly getting back into that training zone. And eventually in a couple weeks, like these will cross, which means I'll be putting in like a lot more work. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, the last couple of weeks have just been tough, but we did, actually, you guys, I talked about it like in the vlog that I filmed today and I'll put out tomorrow, but you guys are actually hearing it first here. We like over the last couple years, I've been like, just really wanting to like buy a treadmill, and just kept like every winter I would just say, no, it's just, that's too much money. I can go sign up to like for a gym pass and like just, like $30 a month or something for like 3 or 4 months and go use their treadmills there and everything's good. But this year with COVID and everything, like I'm not going back to a gym. I know a lot of people are, and there's some, like big YouTubers that are going to the gym all the time and everything, and like filming it and everything, but it's just like, it's not something that I'm like super comfortable with right now. I don't know. So we decided, that this year we were going to buy a treadmill because, my wife will actually use it a lot too. And so it's not just me. And the kids like want to use it too. So, but we just today ordered one, and we're going to pick it up tomorrow. We were looking at like I was like, if I'm going to buy a treadmill, I want to get like one that's like really going to be awesome, like a NordicTrack incline trainer. but they're just like so expensive, like $3,000 now. Like they got rid of like their base model. So it's just like, they're just way too expensive for like where we are right now. So there were like, there's pretty good reviews on this brand. I think Soleil is the name of it. So we got one of those, and it was much, much cheaper. And kind of like the way we looked at it was like, you know, we could like literally buy 3 of these treadmills over the life of one like NordicTrack treadmill. And it doesn't get as, what do you call it? Incline. Like it only goes up to 15%. But for me, I'm just like, you know, like I would love to have that 40%. I would love to, you know, just really like, do a ton of that incline training. But 15%, I mean, that's all I ever had in the gyms that I was going to anyway. So I'm fine with that. But really, really excited to pick this up. Like tomorrow, we're going to go pick it up, set it up in the garage for now. Yeah, just really pumped to be able to just kind of like get some like extra runs in. Cause I think that's like the big thing that has been kind of like, I've always thought that, you know, like it would be great to do like in the mornings, like do some like just like climbing, like on a treadmill or something, and then maybe do a run later in the day, do like a lot more like 2-a-days, but like not always 2 runs, but get like some hiking in, you know, several times during the week, like just like extra sessions in. And this will really help a lot because you're still like at home. And so I can still like help with like family stuff if there's an emergency or anything like that. Like I'll be at home a lot more, which is going to be great. And just a lot more peace of mind. So really, really pumped for that. And I'm going to try and like film as much as I can, like, you know, going, getting it and putting it together and stuff. But I don't know, probably won't do like a review or anything on it because it's just like, it's a pretty like average, like consumer treadmill. Not anything like super special. So yeah. Let's see what other questions we got. Jonathan Elk says, Ryan, just binge watched Running the Triple Crown. Incredible series for anyone interested in ultras. How crazy was it to try and catch Rob? That's awesome. Thank you so much for supporting us and binge watching that. That's really, really cool. As far as like how crazy was it to try and catch him, it was really, really hard to try and like follow a single runner through all those races because they were all loops, and it was like I was by myself. Like I was with for Tahoe and for Moab, he had a bit of a crew, like at least one person for most of those races, and sometimes more than that. And so that was nice to be able to like hang out with other people as you're kind of like traversing these 200-mile loops or point-to-point races. But yeah, it was really, really hard. And like trying to follow him on a GPS tracker that wasn't always working because a lot of times like it just wasn't updating, or you didn't have cell service where you were sitting. So it was like really, really hard, but really fun too. And you know, there were some things that you know, I thought it would go a little bit differently. Like I thought maybe I'd be able to do certain things and wasn't able to do as much, like out on the trail and things like that. Like I just, you know, I wish that it would have been a lot better to have like an actual crew of like 2 or 3 people, and maybe focus more on like, cause he didn't really even have like pacers for a lot of it. But maybe being able to like work in with the pacers to be able to like film more too, like that could have helped some. But for just basically a 1-person film crew, was able to, I feel like, put together something pretty cool. So that's awesome that you liked it. Thanks, Jonathan. And then Aaron says, yeah, don't forget to plug the Discord and Strava group. Yeah, actually today, I think it was today, a lot of people were asking in the Discord group to start a Strava club. And so I started that, and I think you can just find it by searching my name in the clubs on Strava. But I'll also put a link in the description of this video, like later when it, posts as a video. But yeah, come join the Strava group. We're putting in, I think like it already said this week, we put in like, there's already like 30 people or something, 35 people or something. And we've already ran like 200 miles or something like as a group. So that's really cool. And that'll be really cool to see that growing. And then Discord, if you don't know what that is, it's just kind of like this like place where you can come, and it's just like have community, and like there's all these like different like channels that you can like talk on different topics. So that's really fun also. So there should be a link right now for Discord, and if you go join it, a bunch of people are talking about the Strava group and putting links in there, so you can find that there too. What's up, Sarah? Oh, good evening. Loving the Strava group. Thanks for starting it up. Awesome. That's really cool. Jordan said, I found a treadmill on Facebook Marketplace for free. They said it kept turning off. Cleaned the front roller and have been using it for a few months now. Score. That's awesome. Yeah, I was actually like, I found a treadmill. I found a couple on Facebook Marketplace, and I would like message people. But it was always just like not the best situations. Like there was one, like actually this morning I was messaging a guy, and he had a treadmill and he was trying to sell it for like almost list price anyway. But I was like, well, if I could just like drive over and get it today, like maybe that would be like worth it. But then I found out he was on like the third floor of an apartment and he wasn't going to help. And so he said, make sure you bring at least 2 other people and a truck. And I was just like, I don't know. Like I didn't have time for that, and didn't have people to come help move it either. So David Beam says, can you post a video on how the treadmill feels on the joints for long runs? Yeah, sure. Definitely. I've done quite a few long runs on treadmills, and I know it's something that a lot of people do. I think the biggest thing you have to watch out for, at least in my experience, is just making sure that you don't like jump too far into it too fast. That's what I would say, because running on a treadmill is a lot different than running on roads. You use your muscles just a little bit differently, because there is a difference in how you run on a treadmill versus how you run outside. Like your body gets used to not having to push as hard, because like the belt is actually pulling your foot backwards. And so you're like recruiting your muscles just a little bit differently. But then also the treadmill, it's like every foot strike is like exactly the same. And so you can, there is like the risk of getting like an overuse injury a little bit quicker on a treadmill. So you just kind of have to watch out for that kind of stuff. But I would say if you just like kind of start slowly, and like that's what I'm going to do. Like I haven't ran on a treadmill in like a year, probably maybe like 9 months, something like that. And so I'm just going to start slow. Like I'm just going to just do a couple miles at a time. Like I'm not going to go crazy. I will do like quite a bit of like hiking, like put it all the way up to like 15% and just, go for that. Like just, 45 minutes or an hour or something like that. I think that's like, like I think people that do find that they have problems with treadmills, a lot of it has to do with the repetition of just like every foot strike being pretty much exactly the same. So, yeah, Plots33 says, yeah, it definitely takes away from a lot of the bad weather excuses. I find myself walking and working a lot too. Yeah, that's something else I'm excited about, since I am like working remotely right now with my day job. Like once that starts up again, like after, I think I have all the way up until the 4th off. So once I start up with that, like maybe I'll bring like a music stand out there or something and like put my work laptop next to the laptop, or next to the treadmill. Just make sure I have a piece of tape over the camera so I don't accidentally turn on Zoom or something and people are like, what are you doing? Oh man. Yeah. David Jobs says, what's the best ultra for long technical trail runs? So long, I don't know like exactly how you would define long. For some people, long is like 10 miles. For some people, it's 50. But I would say that if you're looking for like a long run, something technical, I would go for a Lone Peak. I think that's a really good option. The tread is, I don't know about the Lone Peak 5 that won't come out until January 1st or something like that. As far as I know, no one's really like tested that. They haven't even started manufacturing them yet. But obviously like the testers like that are involved with like the high ups at Ultra have, but no consumers have gotten them yet. So I don't know exactly, like the tread looks like it's pretty similar. But the ones that are out right now are really great for technical stuff. And then there's also like, there's enough cushion that you can definitely do 50 to 100 miles in them. I mean, yeah, they're really good. Yo-Yo on the Trail says, hello again, Ryan from New York City. Nice. What's up? JDS54 says, hey, Ryan, what's the best ultra shoe for a heavy 250-pound guy running strictly on paved roads? Thanks. So if you're running only on paved roads and you want something that's like really like cushioned, I would go for the Torin Plush. That's a good one. It's got like a fabric upper, which you don't even really notice. It's not that different. It is a little bit more comfortable, but there's not many like negative side effects from having the upper being fabric. Actually, I think I have UPS delivered 2 shoes to me today. I haven't even opened them yet. I think they are a new pair of Torin Plush and a new pair of Superiors. It's kind of like the last Ultra shipment of the year. So yeah, I would go with the Torin Plush. Ray says, finally catching this live. I just ran my first 50K last week. Could you talk about the variable recovery times for distances, whether similar distances or varying rates of recovery? Yeah, definitely. I would say like your recovery really, really depends on how experienced you are. I mean, just for example, like I can go back to the first trail marathon I ran, and I like was convinced I needed 3 months to recover from it. But then like this year in August, I ran a 50 miler, and the next day I ran 5 miles. So like it really depends on just how experienced you are and how many like how experienced you are with recovering from that distance. I mean, even recovering from a 100 miler, after my first one, again, I was like, I need to take like a month off. Like I can't run at all. With this one, I think I took like 3 days. I think I took 4 days off, and then I went for a run, 4 days after, and I felt like crap. And so I took like 2 more days off, and then it was, I think like about a week after, I felt like I was kind of like, okay, I can start running again. But yeah, it just depends on how many times you've done that. I would say for a 50K, it also depends on like how hard you went. If you went, and you were trying to like PR your 50K, and, if you're really racing it, like you might need more time to recover, than if you were just out there, like to, just finish the distance, and like if you did a lot of walking or hiking. So it's just like really different. But yeah, I would say that a lot of people, even really experienced runners, say that it takes at least like 2 weeks to recover from like a 100 miler, to be able to feel kind of like yourself again when you're running, because there's a lot of things that happen to you during a 100 miler, like your cardio, your, just like your legs, like just everything, like not, you don't feel normal. You don't begin to feel normal until about 2 weeks after, from most people I've talked to. And some people have done like tons of hundreds. They swear to that it's a 2 week thing. So, Liam says, as much as treadmills come in handy, sometimes they're just dreadful to run on. Yeah, I agree. But also you can just watch a virtual run or on an iPad or phone with some beautiful scenery and you should be fine. Yeah. So that's actually like part of the other thing that, like, so if I would have gone out and bought like a $3,000 treadmill, like I would have like felt sick for spending that much money, but then at the same time, I would have felt like I didn't have anything, like I wouldn't have been able to like really justify like adding anything else to it, like maybe a TV out there or like an Apple TV, so I could like stream stuff or anything like that, or yeah, like you said, like having some sort of entertainment. Like I want to check out Zwift again, because the last time I used Zwift was probably 2016 or 17, when I was training for Ironman, and I would use it on the bike, and that's it, because they didn't even have the running version of Zwift back then. But that's really fun. But yeah, like I think like, I would rather do something like that than just like binge watch like Netflix shows or something like that. I would rather do something where it was actually like, I felt like I was actually like running, being entertained by that. So I'm going to check out Zwift. Yo-Yo on the Trail says, question, any favorite lightweight traction devices like spikes for trails when snow ice is likely? Just picked up a pair of Black Diamond Blitz spikes today at REI, and I'm eager to try them out. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, like based off of the comments on my video from the weekend, I apparently don't know anything about traction or running in the mud or anything like that. Because, yeah, I mean, obviously, like when you're filming something, and then when you put something out on YouTube, like it just doesn't come across how like bad the conditions were. And I'm not saying that it was like out of this world bad on Saturday when I did I think I titled the video Mudfest, because like that was what I felt like when I was out there, where I couldn't even go downhill without going on the side of the trail on some of these trails and like walking through the brush, because like that's just how slick these downhills were. They were super steep, and just like the top layer of dirt was just pure mud, like just like you were sliding down a slide basically. So yeah, as far as running in like ice or snow, I have a pair of yak tracks is what they're called, and like they just kind of like slip on the bottom of your shoe. It just kind of has a web, like a rubber like web, and then it's got some, I think the one I have, it just looks like springs actually that stretch across it. And I've used it like once or twice, but I don't really use them a whole lot. For me here, like in Indiana, it's like I don't know, maybe this is just a like a situational thing with being in the Midwest, but it's like the weather changes so fast that you're gonna have, if you have ice one day, it's probably won't be there the next day, and there's probably also like a fresh layer of snow on top of it. So it's just I don't think we live, at least I don't think I live in an area that probably gets like that really hardened ice. It's just there forever. But yeah, I do know a lot of people that put screws in the bottom of their shoes, which is like, I don't know, if you have an old pair of shoes, like you can just go to the hardware store and get some really tiny screws, and then just like screw them into the bottom, like in a couple places. And I know that helps a lot. Or if you just like buy a pair of shoes with spikes in them, you can do that. But, yeah, a lot of people use the yak tracks too. So yeah, but for me, like if it's starting to get slick, like I'll just go in the snow, like on the side, and run in the snow for a little bit, and it ends up being all right. All right. Yeah, Juan Carlos says, the only issue I have with treadmills is I develop shin splints. Yeah, and that comes from the overuse of every single step being exactly the same. And that, like, even though you think that maybe running on the road is that way too, like it's really different because you're constantly changing directions. You're going up, you're going down, like the wind blows you a little bit and it forces you to take your steps a little bit differently. So there's so much more variation in the road even than on a treadmill. So Ultra Dad says, any hints on when the next Olympus might come out. Hoping for some details on the 4 soon. Just missed one. Yeah, I don't know. The Ultra's releases have been kind of sporadic at best, but limited this year. So, yeah, I mean, the Lone Peak coming out is going to come out next. I would say the next Olympus, the 4.5, will probably come out in like spring or summer maybe. But it'll be just a small update. If they still keep doing this, I heard something that they're going to try and go away from their 0.5 updates, which I think would be a good idea because it's just confusing for people. I think what they should do is they should put in just a little bit extra research and development into putting out like a solid upgrade, maybe every 2 years to a model, if that's the way they want to go, or shorten it to 18 months or something like that. Because what they've been doing over the last couple of years is the whole numbers are like a big update to the model. And then the next year they'll do a 0.5 update. And it's like not much. It's just like they'll change a little bit of stuff on the upper. But yeah, I mean, that would be my thing. Like, I think it's just confusing. And I don't know any other shoe company. I mean, I don't really pay attention to a whole lot of other shoe companies, but I don't know a whole lot of other ones that are just doing like little tiny updates like that. I think most people, it's like they have the model or they have the shoe and this is the next model and it's like really different than last year or something. But yeah, I don't have any hints on when the next Olympus might come out, but I would go for the 4s. I mean, they're fantastic. The only thing I have heard about them is that the uppers are a little bit more porous. And so sand gets in your shoe a little bit easier, but, I haven't done any sand running, so I wouldn't know. Okay, so Paul Adams says, I'm in the middle of a 2-week break. What are your tips for the break and the return? And he says, love your videos. Thanks, Paul. It's awesome. Like tips for like taking a break from running, I would say do a lot of like stay active. Don't just sit around because your body... So I was talking to my physical therapist actually like a year ago about this. And she was just talking about how like, you lose fitness so much faster than you gain it. Which is sometimes a good thing. Like, I mean, not a good thing, but sometimes it's just something that needs to happen. Like at the end of a long, hard season of training, sometimes you just need your body to kind of reset a little bit, lose a little bit of fitness, but then so you can kind of gain like that fire back and like help you train a lot better as you come back. So I wouldn't be too concerned about losing the fitness, but what I would be concerned about would be like losing the like the motivation and losing kind of like that like, you know, like you work out every day or you run every day or it's like clockwork. I would be a little bit worried about like losing too much of that, kind of like the mental side of it. So I would do like I would go out and I would do like walks or like ride a bike or something, or I would do like some like body weight exercises. I do something that's really good is you can like Google it. It's called the Organ Stability Routine. I do that all the time. And I think it's a really good. I mean, I don't know if there's like an official one, but you can find stuff out there on that. It's like the Oregon track team or something that does it. So that would be a recommendation. I mean, there's a lot of like you can go to the gym and do weights. I mean, maybe not go to the gym now, but if you have weights at home or if you have gallons of milk or water or something, you can do some stuff like that. Yeah, I would say stick to something, like be a little bit active. Maybe try Apple Fitness. They just came out with that. I wanted to check that out, but I haven't been able to yet to see what that's all about. Oh yeah, Braden Hiltz is here. He says there are no more 0.5s coming in Ultra's lineup. Don't wait to buy an Olympus. There won't be an update for a while. There you go. That's awesome. Thanks, Braden, for chiming in. That's good to hear that they're getting rid of the 0.5 updates. Because, yeah, it was just like, it's just confusing. And people are like, what's different? And it's like, well, change the pattern of the upper a little bit, but that's about it. Yo-Yo on the Trail says, oh yes, had the yak tracks before they fell apart quickly. I'm hoping the spikes I got will be a little more durable and provide better traction for my hikes runs on the AT. Thanks and have a great night. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if yak tracks are like durable or not. I've only used mine like twice. So, Kewu says, how would you train for elevation when you live in a relatively flat area? That's a really good question. So if you live in a really, really flat area, what a lot of people resort to is the treadmill, cranking that thing up to 10, 15, 30, 40, 50%, whatever you have to. Another thing a lot of people do, like if they don't have access to a treadmill, is a lot of times you can at least find like one hill or maybe a place with a couple hills and just do tons and tons of repeats. Like that's what I do. I mean, you'll see it as it gets closer to Cruel Jewel. There's a couple just like really steep hills around here that I'll go out and just do repeats. So just find a hill. Like it's great if it can be something like 100 feet or something is like good enough. You can just do repeats on it. Like it would be really tough if like it was only like a 20-foot hill or something, but sometimes you might have to. But there's a lot of other things you can do as well. Kind of like weight type exercises or, there's just a lot of like you can do like squats, like things like that, like box jumps, things like that to just like help your legs be able to handle the pounding of going uphill and downhill, because downhill is also really, really hard and it takes a ton, like there's a ton of shock by going downhill, and your legs, like they have to, like your muscles have to recruit differently, they have to fire differently, and it's just like you got to train the downhills as well, and so that's where like getting into the gym and like doing stuff like that can really help. But yeah, I would say just like find a hill if you can and go do repeats. So BZ says, just woke up in the middle of the night. Ho, ho, ho from Southwest Germany. Awesome. So it's probably the 23rd over in Germany. So you're a little bit closer to Christmas than we are. Thanks for joining, BZ. Ultra Dad says, thank you for the recommendation on Unbreakable. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. I was going to mention that at the top of the show and see if anybody had any other recommendations, because there's been a ton of comments and I haven't been able to get through all of them in the video. But if you have any recommendations for like ultra running videos or documentaries or films, I don't know if there's any like narrative. Like it would be really cool if there was someday. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'd have any ideas for it, but that would be really fun to do, like an actual like story driven, like narrative film that kind of like was centered around ultra running. Like I know there was like, I mean, there's been some stuff based off true stories, but I don't know. What was the question? Ultra Dad says, thanks for the recommendation on Unbreakable. It was interesting to see how even Western States has changed and gotten bigger since then. Yeah, the sport has exploded. Yeah, Unbreakable is really, like, it's a really great documentary to start off with. Like, it's just really interesting. And it's really exciting, too, because it was, like, these 4 guys that are racing this, they're racing Western States are just, I mean, it's such an intense race between the 4 of them. But yeah, you can really see like how much it changed. And it was really, really cool going there last year and being able to see like a lot of these places. Oh man, like once things open back up and we have races again and we can be safe, like that would definitely, like if you could make it to Western States to, you know, and try to volunteer or something. But if you can make it, just like seeing like being there for that pre-race meeting, going to some of these aid stations, like just driving around, and seeing some of these places that are just like iconic. Man, it's so cool. Zane Eisenhart says, I've heard a lot of people do parking garages for elevation. Yeah, that's too. Definitely just watch for cars. It'd be interesting to see if I've actually never done that. So I don't know if like your watch would, I'm sure the barometric altimeter would work and it would probably be fine. Like it would probably give you all your elevation, but I bet the GPS would be all crazy. Breaking 60. I've never heard of that. But Todd C says that's a really good ultra film. Ray Blakely says, after training on flat ground so much, the variation in uphill and downhill for different terrains allowed my legs to go longer than I expected, but the downhills after 32 miles, I couldn't run. Yeah, the downhills that's what got me like really bad at Grindstone. The first time I did Grindstone, it's an out and back. And so you hit, like within the first couple miles, you hit this like super, super steep incline. And a lot of it's like a gravel road. And it just goes like straight up, like there's no switchbacks. And going up it, everyone was like, oh yeah, this is going to be so fun in 98 miles, like coming back. And, you know, like you laugh it off at that point. But coming back, I had to walk down parts of that mountain. It was a mountain. I had to walk down parts of that mountain backwards because my quads were so, like, they were just so dead. They weren't firing right. They were cramping. They were like, they would do that thing where you would step and then like, it would just like, it would just release and I would like, just like I would start like collapsing. And so I had to go backwards for parts of it, which was probably really annoying for my pacer. But yeah, quads get blown out on that kind of stuff. William Ham Jr. says, currently running the Bondi 7s, but I'm interested in Olympus 4. Would you recommend that? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know exactly what the Bondi 7s are, but the Olympus 4s are awesome. And as Braden says, you go get them now. There's not an update coming for a while. Chip G says your videos are among the few I let my son watch regularly. Oh, cool. Always positive. Thanks. Happy holidays. Thank you. Thanks, Chip. That's awesome. Carrie Ward, Full Tilt Forward on YouTube has quite a few long form videos on experience. Yeah. I haven't been watching him recently, but a long time ago, there was a couple that I remember watching like all the way through, like 45-minute long YouTube videos. Yeah, he's good. Okay, woo. Thanks, everybody. That's awesome. Christy Wiley says, I'm excited to check out all these Ultra films. Yeah, that's awesome. And I knew that there would be like a lot of people that hadn't seen all of them or even any of them, because, you know, like some of them, like the one about the Barkley marathons, the race that eats its young, like that's, I mean, that's like the joke that, you know, everybody, as soon as they hear you run ultras, they're like, oh, have you seen that movie about that crazy one in Tennessee with that crazy guy? And you're like, oh yeah, Barkley. And they're like, have you run that race? And you're like, no, hardly anybody has. But yeah, so I knew there would be a lot of people that like haven't seen a lot of them. So I wanted to put together a couple, and then I wanted to pick, I picked a lot of people apparently thought that I didn't know like much about Billy Yang or whatever, but I've probably seen every single YouTube video that he's put out. It's just the one I picked was one that resonated a lot with me about him going to Western States for the first time. And so I've watched that over and over. But yeah, obviously like Life in a Day is awesome. Like the one he did about UTMB, like that one was awesome. He's got so many good ones, obviously. I mean, he's at the top of the Ultrarunning game, documentary game. But yeah, the one I picked was just like the one that it was just like, I could watch that one over and over. I love it. Let's see. William Ham Jr. says, for a new trail runner coming back from injury, what kind of mileage would you recommend? Would the Olympus 4 be a good comeback shoe? Yeah. So Olympus 4s, like Olympus in general, like the max cushion, I think, like conventional wisdom would say that, you should use different, like you should have a couple different pairs of shoes and you should cycle through them, so that your body, your legs, your feet can get used to different stack heights. They can get used to different just feels of the shoe, and everything will get stronger as a result. And the Olympus 4s the Olympus in general, there's so much cushion that I think if you only ran in them, and I have a friend that only runs in them, and he's doing just fine. So this isn't like a general rule that like is going to be true for everyone. But I would say if you did all of your runs in a max cushion shoe, you'd probably start to like develop some sort of like weaknesses that you might be able to sort out just automatically by varying different shoes, because max cushion allows you to just kind of like smash your feet into the ground. You don't have to think as much, which is great for 100 milers, because after 50 miles or so, like there's no way that you can like, you know, think about every footstep. And so some of them you're just going to like smash into rocks, and you're just going to like step on that root in the worst place. But if you have a max cushion shoe on, you've got a lot of forgiveness in that area, and you can just kind of like blaze through the trail without thinking as much. Whereas if you're wearing like a Superior or something much thinner, like you'd have to be a lot more alert about where you're stepping. I had just the other day, my run on Saturday, I was wearing the Superiors, and I was coming up to this little stream, and I knew I could jump it. It was only like a 7 or 8 feet wide probably. And so I just jumped it. And when I landed on the other side, my heel landed directly on a rock, and it was just like searing pain, like immediately. And it wouldn't have happened had I been wearing the Olympuses, but since I was wearing the Superiors that were like, that's like Ultra's, like nearly the thinnest shoe, probably definitely the thinnest trail shoe. It just like, it was like not a good situation because I just like landed wrong on this rock and was really worried for about 24 hours that it was going to flare up my plantar fasciitis that I've been like keeping at bay for the last couple years. But it didn't seem to be any long-term effects from it. So that's good. But yeah, I would say get a couple different pairs of shoes. If you're coming back, depends what type of injury you're coming back from too. But the Olympus they're great shoes. Like you're going to get a lot of miles out of them. Let's see. Posner says, have you come across any unusual ultramarathons? I saw one held in Florida where you start by tandem skydiving from 10,000 feet and hit the ground and start running 50K around the airfield. Oh my gosh. No, I haven't heard of that one. I haven't heard of any like really crazy ones. I mean, I feel like the backyard ultra variation is pretty crazy. I've done one of those. But where it's like 4.1 miles and you start every hour. But I haven't heard of any of these. Like I do know they've got like a lot of different type of like duathlons where you do a lot of running and swimming or running and mountain biking. But I haven't heard of anything where you skydive. Aaron Townsend says, rewatched Where Dreams Go to Die last night. Robbins is such a beast and great motivation. Carol Saab is Journey to Barkley is really good. Yeah, I actually love that one too. That one slipped my mind when I was making this list. Someone else pointed it out too. I don't know if I would have put it in, but yeah, he's got a really good YouTube video about Barkley marathons also. I agree. I have 3 pairs of Ultra Olympus, red, blue, black. Best Olympus models. You sound like you sound like my friend John Truelove. That's all he runs in. Just different colors. The Leafy Bean Yoga says, hello, dropping in a little late. Had to do a night run today. Thanks for all the Ultra films. Awesome. Thanks for joining. No problem that you're a little late. No big deal. Hope your night run went well. Billy Yang, Ethan Newberry, aka Ginger Runner. Yep, like him a lot too. John Gardner says, on Vimeo, Project Talaria by Dave Mellinson and Matt Cecil posted some gorgeous videos on a variety of ultras from several years ago. Beautiful films, great stories, nice music. Nice, that's awesome. I'll have to check that out. Project Talaria. I don't know if Vimeo is like so weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like Vimeo. I know that it's better quality than YouTube. Like you can post stuff up there and you can, like, the videos just do look better. And you can sell videos on Vimeo. But it's just like the search is like, I've never had any good luck searching for anything on there. And like, there's no discovery. Like you can put something up there and you can put a video on YouTube and it'll get like a couple thousand views, and you put it on Vimeo and it'll get like 30 because there's just like, I don't know. It's just really hard to find anything on Vimeo, but that's where a lot of people put these films that they make and put a lot of time into so that they can sell them. And that's why we put the Running the Triple Crown on Vimeo too, so that people worldwide could buy it. Because Amazon, the way the Amazon distribution worked, it was only in the US and the UK, which was annoying, but we made it through, and it's on Vimeo too for everybody worldwide. See, Carrie Ward is who inspired me to run Fat Dog 2 years ago. Nice. I'm going back this next fall, hopefully. I'm a huge fan of Seth James Moore, Western States video and his Kipchoge sub 2 hour Vienna race. Nice. Yeah, really like the fours. Oh yeah, this is another one. Okay, so a lot of people pointed out the video How to Run 100 Miles. Very heartwarming and inspirational. And I actually have seen that and really like it a lot too. I didn't put it in the list just because it was like, I don't know. part of me was like, okay, so like REI put it together, like they funded it. You look through the credits, there's just like a ton of credits. I know there was a lot of money behind it. Yeah. So, but it is a really, really good video. Aaron Townsend, Posner, there's a marathon held in Antarctica. Entry fee is a mere $18,000. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, Laura says Gary Robbins just published Big Chill. It was good. I was tuned in for the first like 3 or 4 minutes of the premiere of it, but I didn't know how long it was going to be. And YouTube premieres doesn't tell you how long it's going to be. It just starts playing. And it also only plays it in 1080. And so after a couple of minutes, I just stopped because I didn't know how long it was going to be. And I had a lot of other stuff to do. But I am going to check it out eventually. It's like 45 minutes. That's good. And the guy that did it, his name is slipping my mind right now. John Pelletier, something like that. He's really good. I like him a lot too. He's the filmmaker that made it. Leafy Bean Yoga says, quick 10K, not too bad. Awesome. All the Christmas lights keep it interesting. Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah, our neighborhood just went nuts with Christmas lights this year, which is awesome. I haven't built up the courage to run on trail at night, even with a headlamp. So I just ran on the streets. LOL. Yeah, it is like running on a trail at night is pretty hard to like kind of get the confidence to go do. And I'll admit that, like even myself, like I don't love running trails at night. Even like trails that are like semi close to my house, like in town, or just outside of town. Like, it's just like when you're out there alone and maybe there's only 1 or 2 other people that know where you are, like it is just a little creepy. I'll admit that. Running in a race is totally different. Like I've never in a race, I've never felt afraid in the night, except for one time at Run Rabbit Run where we heard a mountain lion at night. That was very scary. And I was kind of like, just very, very afraid for a couple hours. Just like constantly like in the back of your mind. But other than that, I've never been afraid of like a person or anything like that. Like at night, like running, in the woods during a race. But yeah, some night trail runs that are just like on trails that I run all the time, like around town. It's just like, it does get a little creepy every once in a while. Cause you're just like, I don't know, your mind just wanders. Yeah. Braden says, Big Chill. That's awesome. Scenery is amazing. Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah. I think it's Jeff Pelletier. I think that's his name. Yeah, he does some really good work. Stevie B says, when you coming back to conquer Mohican? I DNF'd there 2017 around mile 72. I'm registered to try it again in 2021. Yeah. So I really want to go back. I didn't sign up for it this coming year, because, I just haven't. Yeah. I don't know if it's sold out or not. I would love to go back there this year, but my plan is to, put all of my focus on the Cruel Jewel in April and just really put in like as much, focused work as I can for that. And then once that happens, good or bad, make my game plan from there and, see how I feel after that. See how quickly I feel like I can bounce back. But I would love to do a summer 100 as well, if things are going well in the country for that. I was thinking about Burning River. I was also thinking about Mohican. Would love to go back for that. And then in the fall, I'm already signed up for the Indiana Trail 100, which I'm super pumped for that, because that's been one that for 7 or 8 years has been like, maybe I'll do it this year. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do it this year. Maybe not. And finally signed up for it and going to do it. So it's only it's less than 2 hours away from my house. It's the closest 100 we have. But yeah, Reese Runs is here. What's up? I've been doing nightly runs with red flashing lights. I ran up on a guy yesterday, almost scared him to death. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. Stevie B says, I just purchased the Biolite 750. Wow, I gotta say, pretty impressive so far. Only a few short trail runs though. Yeah. I have the Petzl Swift RL, and that's really good too. I think it's, I don't know, someone could Google it or something. I don't know the lumens on it, but I had it on the lowest setting possible, and it was still brighter than my old headlamp that replaced it. And it lasted for like almost 6 hours straight through the night and no business. And then I changed the battery once. I only needed the battery for like another 2 hours or something. But it was great. Loved that headlamp. But I think Dave Chase the Summit did a review on Biolite, but I haven't ever tried it out. I've only had, well, I guess that's not true. I've had Petzl headlamps and I've had Black Diamond headlamps, and then Energizer headlamps, little like Walmart headlamps. Like, you know, you go like, yeah, you gotta have like a really super cheap backup if all else fails. Posner says, wow, yeah, I worry about mountain lions where I'm at, so don't run trails at night. Yeah, I agree. If I had mountain lions in my area, I would not run trails at night. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Aaron Townsend says, Kogala definitely lights up the trails at night, but the battery life is ridiculously long. And the battery life is ridiculously long, but the battery pack is big, heavy. Yeah, that's the thing that, my gosh, Kogala, like, they are, like, their lights are insane. It's like you have car headlights on. It's like this strip of LEDs. I think it's like 5 or 6 LEDs. And like you normally wear it like on a waist belt or something. But the battery packs that they come with are just these massive USB bricks, and they're so heavy. And I mean, if you're doing a 200 and you're like doing a lot of hiking, it's probably great. Like, no one likes carrying them, but they're manageable for 200s because you're gonna do a lot of walking, a lot of hiking through the nights during those, and you want it to be super bright. Like, you don't want to be like focusing on a spotlight on the ground, because that can mess with you, and especially a couple nights in a row. Like, that would really be bad. Like, you can handle it for one night. I've never ran with a waist belt, a waist light. Like, I've always had just one single headlamp. Every once in a while. So like at Leadville one time, I was pacing my friend John through the night at Leadville, and it got so misty and raining that I had to take the headlamp off and carry it down by my waist in my hand and use it as a flashlight, because I was reflecting the rain so much. I also had to do that at Mohican, now that I remember it. So that's one negative thing about an actual headlamp that's right above your eyes, is that since the beam is coming right in front of your face, if it is raining or if it's really like foggy or misty, it makes it really hard to see where you're going. And so taking the headlamp off and like holding it down below will really help with that. Or if you just had a waist belt light, that would work. But yeah, going back to Kogala, like their battery powered bricks are just so big and so heavy, and I would never do it for a 100-miler. 200 I would, but they're also really expensive. Like, they're like $300 for their lights. Platts is thinking about 2021 Kettle 100, gonna be my first 100. Nice, that's so awesome, man. Kettle 100 is a really, really good first 100-miler. That's really great. All right, I'll just take a couple more questions and then I'm going to wrap this up. Let's see. Mummy Page, kind of on that same topic, says, can you ever see yourself doing a 200? And the answer is yes. Eventually I will do a 200. Like, I would love to do Moab 240. I would love to do any of the destination trail races. Like, they're all awesome. The Bigfoot 200, Tahoe 200, Moab 240. I know that it's like Aravaipa is putting on one, and I know that's going to be like top notch. Yeah, I would love to. The only thing is just like right now, it's just like not feasible because of how big the time commitment is. I mean, just the race time, you're talking about 4 to possibly 5 days. And then you've got a day or two on each side of travel. And it's just like, if you're going to a place and you're going to spend a week out there, like I don't know, like you might as well like make a vacation out of it too. And like, so you tack another couple days on it. And so now you're like talking about like taking like maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks off work. And then all of the travel, flights, plus the races are super expensive to even register for. So at this point, it's just like, it's not in the cards at all. And also having like young kids makes it really hard. 'Cause yeah, most of my races, I go by myself, don't bring the family. And so that would be really hard to be gone for like a full week or more. Maybe once kids get older and they start getting more into like trips and traveling and stuff, like that could be fun. I could see that. But, Fur Penna says, I really enjoy your videos. You deliver very useful and entertaining content with a dedication. Nice. Thank you so much. I wish you and your loved ones enjoy the holidays in 2021 with lots of peace, health, and love. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Thank you. Yeah. Let's get through the next couple weeks and finally make it to 2021. And I mean, like, nothing's going to like automatically, like, it's not gonna be like a light switch, like all of a sudden like the power comes back on and everything's back to normal. You know, it's gonna be a lot of work to like get there, but hopefully it will be better. I saw something hilarious. Like there's so many like funny memes out there and everything. But they were talking about 2021 is gonna, when we see like the like laser coyotes and the volcanoes in Ohio and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully 2021 doesn't get even crazier than 2020. Joel says, Found on 49 is an engaging story on Jim Walmsley's 2016 Western States. It's crazy to see how fast he runs, and also shows that anything can happen during an ultra. Yeah, Found on 49 is a good one too. I really like that a lot. I think Jamil did that. But yeah, it's a good one. K-Woo, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone. Mark Adkins says, bro, been so into your content. This is awesome that you're doing live stuff. Thanks, Mark. That's awesome. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end it tonight. Thank you all so much for joining. This was, just like always, like it's fun coming on Tuesday nights and doing this question and answer stuff. And every once in a while I'll have a guest on. But yeah, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to everybody. I'll be back here again next week. See you all again. But yeah, have a Merry Christmas. Hope that you can, if you are getting together with family, like do it safely and just have a good time. If you're working, thank you so much for whatever you're doing. And if you have time off, see you guys all again soon. Thank you.